All right. Welcome back to the Keepit podcast, man. Thanks for tuning in. As you guys see, we have a lovely special guest with us today. This is Miss Alexis.
Hey guys, as he said, my name is Alexis. I'm the host of my own podcast, Let's Talk About It. So I'm excited to be here today. Finally, we got two people that's in the podcast like world. So
As you guys know, I don't bring on just random people on my podcast, So I vetted her out, I did some deep diving and searching and talking,
yeah, so I'm honored. I'm honored.
and she made it.
I did.
It wasn't just a plan that flakes.
Yeah, I ain't flake. I'm here.
Without further ado, let's do what it do. So as you guys know, I said I'm starting with a quote. The quote of today is, "Only red flag about me is that I'm too good to be true." Let it simmer like always. Let it bubble. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, I don't know. That's kind of like it sounds good, but it's like the only red flag is that you're too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that? Do you think that quote defines you
To the T.
to the T?
I feel like you go first. You go first.
No, I feel like that quote's just so audacious. Like, the only red flags that I'm too good to be true. Because I'm not going to lie, like, I got problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to say I come with baggage, but I come in areas that I haven't really fully healed on. So I might come into any type of relationship, whether it be romantic, friendships, and family relationships with a little, like, a little things that I haven't addressed. So I wouldn't say that I don't have any red flags. But I am too good to be true, but nah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with
Hey
it.
man, hey. As you guys know, I did a lot of self-reflection and years of self-discovery on my journey. I am too good to be true. Ask the past. We're gonna speak on that. As you guys know, everybody has their own baggage, their own luggage, but if it's not shown on a daily basis, every day, every second, every conversation, every other week is coming up, then you're kind of too good to be true because it doesn't define you. It's not you. Of course, everybody had their moments where they mess up and do all this and that. We human, but that's what makes you too good to be true. If you just messed up all the time, can't think for yourself, or whatever your issue is, all day, every day, and it shows, and you're wearing it on your sleeves, nah.
But I got a question. Do you think women mishandle men that are too good to be true?
Yes.
So like, okay, be for real. Like, so you think women like mishandle the good guys?
A woman that has past traumas with bad guys, yes.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. That's true.
Because the second a girl finally gets a good guy and she's never had a good guy before, she's going to question it. She's going to doubt it. She's going to think he's lying. She's going to think he's trying to manipulate her
Oh, most
because
of, most of.
because he's a good guy. So she's not going to really feed into he's actually actual good guy who means well and trying to better me.
Cause y'all all start off the same though. Like,
Not
good
y'all.
and bad guys, y'all all start off like pursuing us the same. So it's hard to like differentiate between is this authentic or is he trying to manipulate me? So
I feel like women don't really pay attention to the small details, but from the word choices to where they take you, to how they talk to you, to who they introduce to you, it's so much that goes into the startup, the introduction, the build up. Because all guys, you might think that it's the same starting off, but you're not really paying attention. Y'all not seeing the small details that go into it.
I agree. I agree.
Do you think that guys mistreat good women?
Oh, all the time. All the time. Like I'm a good woman and I'm I get mishandled. Like I'm a living I would say I'm a living example. Like I feel like I don't know, I feel like men aren't used to having a woman that's actually like willing to like support them, who's actually like submissive, not in no toxic way, but actually like submissive, wanting him to lead, not a gold digger, somebody that actually has something for herself and all she's asking for is your time. Because I feel like when like As a quality woman, I would like to say I am. But a woman of like high value, we're not really concerned about what he gets us. We're more concerned about how he treats us. So it's like, I'm going to hold you as a woman to like a higher standard on how you treat me. Like, do you treat me well versus on like what you buy me or things like that. So,
Materialistic things.
yeah. So me asking a man to like I like expect him to be able to communicate or having these different standards, I feel like it kind of makes him what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of like afraid or make him like take a step back and not really want to pursue you. So, yeah, of course.
But
That's my life.
is one of your love languages uh, uh, gift giving, gift receiving? One of them
Oh, if his love language
is
is
yours.
no, my love language is words of affirmation.
So if a guy is giving you gifts, you're not gonna like it because it's also not your love language. So you're not gonna see it as a good thing. You know, everybody, a lot goes into everything. But true, you gotta cater to what you like,
Yeah.
to your
No, I don't
needs.
have a problem with him buying me gifts, but like don't treat me wrong and then think that you giving me a gift is an apology. Like
Okay,
don't try to buy me.
okay,
You
there
know
we
what
go.
I'm
There
saying?
we go.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, as you guys know, well, you guys don't know. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not.
What you
I'm
gonna
not.
say?
I'm not gonna go there.
What? Say what you gonna say.
We spending a year learning ourselves and what we want in adult life.
Oh, most def. Most def. 2025 is our year of growth and like self reflection, self development, all those things. So,
True. So speaking on that, how are you this year?
oh, this year I'm good. I'm good. Like I'm in the one of the best mental states I've been in like a long time, and I'm actually like finding joy within myself, which I haven't been doing that because I've always like connected my happiness to like circumstance or other people. But I went through a season where God basically, I was like in a period of isolation, and God basically took everything that I kind of found my identity in and made me, kind of, I want to say start from scratch, but make sure that I have Him as my foundation and nothing else. So like right now, I'm in a good spot.
Good.
Yeah.
This is very good.
But 2024, but right now, I'm good. I'm good.
So what you think is your biggest reflection going into this year that made you switch it?
Bruh, just putting my identity into God, because that's the only thing that's eternal. So much things that we put our identity into like our occupation, our relationships, our friendships, those things could be taken away from you in an instance. And if you put that into, if you make that like, if you define yourself with those things, when it's taken away, you're gonna have like this this time when you're just like, who am I? And I don't never want to have that feeling ever, because my first identity needs to be like I'm a child of God. So once that's set in place, everything else is just an addition. So, yeah, just making sure like God is your foundation, and then build off of that. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Because without him, we are nothing.
we are nothing, Nathan, not a team. So, most of
That's really good that he put you through it.
yeah.
I mean, it's not good that he put you through it, but
No, but sometimes that's what you need though.
I'm glad you're on the good side of it now.
Yeah.
You're not still in that bad season.
Because I feel like I feel like we have the most character development when God really puts us through trials. That's when we grow and learn the most. Because when it's easy, you don't grow strength. Like just like going to the gym. Like if you lift in easy weights, you're not going to build muscle. There has to be some type of resistance in order for you to grow. So that's it. It happens in the physical world and also happens in the spiritual world. Like we have to go through things in order for us to grow spiritually. So I'm thankful. Like if I could go back in time, God, I want it to happen exactly how it happened, because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. So I'm just hard headed. Like sometimes I gotta learn that way. So
Amen.
like
As y'all know, if you don't learn first time, you go through
what?
that same thing again, just in
What?
a different way.
Literally, my mom always say, "Who doesn't hear does feel." Like you don't listen, you gonna feel it. Most definitely.
All right, so what's the question? She also runs a podcast, as she said earlier. What's the thing that you wish people asked you?
I wish people just ask me like, "Are you okay? Like, how are you?" Because like in passing, you walk past somebody, you're like, "Hey, what's up? How are you?" And we don't even wait for their response. We just do it as like some type of greeting. But I feel like we gotten so used to as a society, like to not really like go into the depths of somebody's life and actually have like that care for somebody. Like I wish when I was going through that season that people actually like was like, hey bro, like how are you?
Straight up on you.
Yeah, like just checkups. That would have made like the process go even faster. Cause I'm like, dang, I got people who care about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and I didn't have that. I literally had the only thing I had a friend was in Jesus. Like, that was it. I just wish people would just ask, like, how are you, and actually mean it.
So when you was, if somebody did ask you, how were you in that season? Do you think you would actually be honest?
Um, I would. It depends on the person. But if I knew they had like a genuine interest in how I was doing, I'd be like I'm not okay. Like, I'm not okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good. Like you could see it on me physically. Like I lost weight, and people would just come to me, "Oh, Lex." Like, of course, I've always been skinny, but like it's like, "Oh, Lex, you looking real skinny." Like, especially my brother, like, "Oh, you looking skinny, trying to crack." It's like, bro, like my physical person is a manifestation of how my heart is doing. Like, I'm not okay.
Mm-hmm. You going through it? He cracking
Yeah, like my
jokes.
mom, my dad was like, "Oh, you looking manga. If you're Jamaican, you manga. Like you look skinny. Oh, Lexi, you losing weight." Like my family's like just talking about my weight, but it's something that's happening in my
And
mind
they don't
that's
even realize it.
they don't even realize. Like I'm going through it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on a diet. I'm going through it. So yeah, it's crazy.
Like going back to depending on who it is, and they actually got to mean it.
Mhm.
I would say like a month and a half ago or so. Like somebody asked me, a close friend, but not too close friend, asked me how I was doing, and I was like, I'm just testing out. I said, actually, I'm not okay. I'm going through it.
Mhm.
I'm going through this and this and that, and this going on and that's going on, and I don't know what to do, and I also gotta prepare for this. I didn't get a response.
Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I didn't even get a response, and I was like, I'm so glad I wasn't going through it for real, and I had a grip on it because that could have broken me. That could have
Exactly.
put me even deeper.
And that's the thing too. When we going through something, we're like in a very vulnerable state. So you have to pay attention to the people that you allow to speak into your life when you're
Hmm.
in that vulnerable season. That's why sometimes that's what I'm saying. Depending on the person, if you ask me how am I, and I know you can't speak life into my life, oh baby, I'm good. It's Gucci right here. I'm straight. I'm living my best life. Like that's what I'm saying. Not everybody you could really open up that part of that side of you and allow them in because they could end up making it even worse. So,
With a simple question
with a simple
that
question.
they thought it was just so good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm straight. I'm
Yeah,
all right.
I'm straight. I'm
Yeah.
cool. I'm chilling.
Nah, I'm going through something. Now what? Are you gonna really sit
What
there?
you gonna do? How
Yeah.
you gonna help me?
My cup is empty. Help me out. Do something.
Crazy. They don't have
So
nothing to give.
we own podcasts, right?
Mhm.
We own platforms. We know we uplift people and everything. But even though we own a podcast, this isn't just for us to speak out and to give our opinions. Like sometimes I'll be talking and stuff hit me while I'm talking. Like, dang, like this is not just for y'all. This is for us too.
Mhm.
I actually grow from what I speak sometimes. Sometimes I know so much and I've read and listened to so much that I don't remember it. But when I talk it, it just comes out and I'll be like, oh my God, like I gotta use this knowledge.
Right.
Like podcasts, especially with having somebody who is a podcaster on here, it helped provide a new view, a different perspective because we on two totally different life paths. She's a female, I'm a woman. She's a
You
female,
about to say I'm a woman?
she's a female, I'm a man, and we, you know, the two totally different lives.
Two different worlds, literally.
Yeah, so just us. That's like this podcast is gonna be great. This episode is gonna be great.
Almost done.
So, first question, first real
Oh, this the
question,
first real question.
first
I
real
thought you was already
question.
asking me. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Nah, I got this.
Okay, I'm
I got
sorry.
this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It kind of reflects on back on what we just asked.
Mhm.
Do you think that an emotional, intelligent man can be a friend with a woman?
If he's emotionally intelligent, yes. I would say emotionally intelligent along with disciplined because yeah, I feel like he can. He can.
But do you feel like him being such a, if he's a good person, would a woman try and turn it into more than what it is because he's a good guy?
Mm, I feel like it's the other way around though. I feel like like men think they're slick. Like, okay, not all men, but I feel like when it comes into like these platonic friendships, like I feel like a man only agrees to just like solely be friends with the woman because she established it. But if he has the opportunity, like he'll make it like further, you know? But I
Hmm.
just feel like he's only doing that because the woman kind of set that boundary like, nah, you literally my homeboy. But if he get the chance, of course.
I'm going to completely disagree.
What?
Completely disagree.
What?
Because I'm a guy
Okay.
who's emotionally intelligent. I have a lot of female friends who are actually just friends, very platonic, very neutral, no nothing, no feelings, no nothing. And I don't have no feelings for them. They don't have no feelings for me.
But you just say you're emotionally intelligent though.
I said emotionally
Yeah.
intelligent, man.
Okay. So
You
yes.
went to
Okay.
different.
First, I agree.
Exactly.
Okay, I
You agree, and
agree.
then changed to yeah. You was talking about how you went from talking. You agreed that emotionally intelligent men can, but then switched it right into people who aren't emotionally
Okay,
intelligent
I
and
just
know what
was
they
trying
want.
to give them both sides of why you specifically have to be emotionally intelligent because, like, I don't want to. Okay, maybe I can't talk about that situation, but I've had a lot of guy friends. Well, I don't have a lot of guy friends now, but I did, and it was kind of like, oh, I'm your best friend, but at the same time, I had these feelings for you, and it's almost just like if I knew that you like if I allowed you to, you'll overstep that boundary is what I'm saying. But that's coming from people who weren't emotionally intelligent. So yes, if they have that characteristic, yes. But if they're not emotionally intelligent, almost there. I can't do it.
So what she's saying is, it's two words, of course, because some people have intentions, but say one thing but do the next down the
Almost
line.
there.
Do you think a emotionally intelligent woman can be a friend with a guy, or do you think she'd either push it away or y'all not be friends?
I think she can as long as she's emotionally intelligent. Because some women use guy friends as a way to like, they kind of just use them as an accessory. Like you use them because they make you feel good. You know, you got pretty privilege. They might give you some money. Like they give you attention. They could she could use you to make her man jealous. Like it's all different ulterior motives that a woman could have.
Hmm.
So if it's not a relationship where there's reciprocity, like you putting in and she's also putting in, then yeah, you could be used or manipulated either way. So
Okay.
it all boils down to intention.
So, long story short, women are no more manipulative than
Whoa,
guys.
whoa, whoa. I don't think so though.
You just said that.
I didn't say they're more manipulative. I just said there could be different reasons why. Like it could be different reasons why. I feel like both sides are manipulative. Like
I,
there's not one worse than the other.
but women actually know what their intention is a lot faster than guys most times, and how to twist it and manipulate it
What you mean?
more than guys. A woman, a woman,
Mm.
like you said, a guy can think everything just chill, but really the woman setting him, not setting him up, but like making him do things or act certain ways or just text her more to different motives.
Okay, I get it.
Bringing him around more, he thinking they're just hanging out more just cause, but she got different motives. She want to do this and that. But for my female friends, like I'm like their second opinion, their guy view, their different perspective. Like
Who gonna tell it to you straight?
they'll come to me and be like, "Oh, Pop, I did this and this and that, or this guy did this and this and that. What do you think he meant? Or do you think he being serious?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't be keeping it real for the guys. I don't be on y'all side.
Oh, thank God.
I,
Like he giving
yeah,
us, yeah, he's giving us game.
I've been my female friend side.
Thank God, cause it's disgusting out here.
Yeah, cause I can't be I can't be in the middle. I'm picking my female friend
I
side. No
know
cap.
that's right. Thank you.
Mm, why do women and men struggle to be vulnerable?
Because I feel like once you're vulnerable, that makes it a possibility that you could somehow get hurt, and nobody wants to get hurt. Like as I said before, like me telling you somebody like, hey, I'm not okay, and I'm letting you speak into my life, you can make that situation even worse.
Hmm.
It's like you can't really cry to everybody. You can't tell everybody like your problems because they may like try to help you, but then no, some people like down the line they bring it back up, and they turn like use it against you. So yeah. What you think? Because I feel like it's easier for a woman to be vulnerable than a man.
So, I mean, I had this issue a lot of times. It's like, imagine me as a man coming to you telling you, man, I'm hurt. I'm going through it. I'm broke right now. I'm behind on bills. That's not how a man's supposed to be viewed. Now you think of me as less of a man. Now you see that things can go bad even for men. Now you see that how it can get. Like a man can't be out here show his face and get paid for it. A man can't be just walking down the road and get given some money. Like being vulnerable as a man is a really really hard thing to do. Of course, certain areas you can be vulnerable in, but not complete vulnerability.
Do you think it's a sign of weakness? Like just being vulnerable, does that like make you feel like you're weak, having to open up and talk about something that you're struggling with?
I would say that's a strength. I
That's
feel
a
like if you
strength.
know how to be vulnerable, that's a strength because most people don't know how to be vulnerable. When they feel that feeling of vulnerability, they don't know what it is, first of all. But second of all, they think, okay, I got to go and fix this right now. I can't tell nobody. I got to handle it by myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't know where to go. Being vulnerable gives them that access to see what's really going on from a different perspective or how they can change what's going on. Because you can't figure it out by yourself while you in it. Excuse
Yeah.
my language. Imagine being in shit, asking how to get out of shit, but you don't see the exit.
Yeah.
It's like while you in it, you can't see it a different point of view. Your mind is focused on getting out.
Right.
When really it's something right there waiting for you. You just can't see it because you're blinded by either rage, fear. Like so much can blind you and have you stuck there just because you don't want to be vulnerable. Like as a man, you gotta learn how to be vulnerable, and you're not taught that. Like I grew up in a single parent household with my mom, so she taught me early on that I could come to her when I had issues or about anything when I didn't know what to do, how to talk to a female, how to act in public, like anything. So me being vulnerable to her in the first place, growing up, kind of set my floor for starting vulnerability. So as a man, when I grew up, it helped me learn it better and know who I can talk to it about.
So would you agree that it first starts at home?
For sure. If you're not vulnerable at home, where else can you be vulnerable? On the streets?
I don't know. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it first starts at home, and then you spend all this time, and then your parents kind of lay the foundation of what's acceptable and what's not when it comes to vulnerability. And then your relationship with your parents is the first relationship that you usually form, and then you step out, and then you make a romantic relationship, and you like base that on the relationship that you had with your parents, and you're like, well, they didn't give me this space to be vulnerable, so I don't believe that this person that I'm with romantically will give me that space to be vulnerable as well. And then now it's this disconnection. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it starts at home. You can't. It's hard. Like you could relearn it once you get into a relationship, but it's like,
It's not the same.
yeah, it's like pulling teeth. It's like I hate to ask a man, I hate to beg a man to communicate because I'm big on communication. Like this is what I study, this is what I'm passionate about, and it's like I love like just getting on the phone. Let's talk about this. How can we work through this? But it's like pulling teeth, and it's like, is it that y'all don't want to communicate? Is it that you don't know how to? Like, what is it? What can I do as a woman to make a man feel safe when it comes to having that open communication with me? Like,
First of all, it depends on who he is. Because you can't always force a man or ask a man certain questions. Sometimes it's a trigger. You asking about my what makes me vulnerable is gonna make me shut down, go into a
literally,
shell.
yeah.
But you just like just asking certain questions without telling him, it's kind of a psychology thing. Just beating around the bush, asking certain questions, just dipping and dabbing in topics and certain questions. It gets the truth out without asking, while letting them know what's going on. But you can't just ask a man, what makes you vulnerable? What are you? How are you?
Yeah, like being direct. He's not gonna.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's like how women You ask a question, a woman doesn't answer the question at all. She know what she's doing, but she's not going to do it just because she don't want to. So it's the same thing with guys. But what you can do that would help, other than like beating around the bush with the questions, you can either your tone, your delivery, find out what he likes first. Find out what he likes, how he was raised, what went on, like the simple stuff. And that kind of sets the base and the structure for just kind of fill in blanks slowly, and then just ask certain details, and then that should have a whole storyline of what really went on.
Yeah. I noticed that, yeah. Because, like, just directly trying to be like, what's going on? Like, you okay? Da, da, da. Yeah, they're not going to tell you. You kind of got to pick up on it. And then when there is, like, that season of them opening up, then you really got to be like, okay. And you actually have to listen, because a man may only give you one chance when he's vulnerable with you. And if you mess that up, forget about it. You're done.
And I think I dealt with that before. Not someone was being vulnerable with me, but I think I looked at my phone, looked at my watch. That's for that split second, and then to shut down quickly.
Yeah.
Like that one little loss of focus, and like I wasn't interested, I wasn't listening, caused me what I could have learned something
Right.
when I was in that state. So what do you think a man can do to help a woman be vulnerable?
I would say men are really solution oriented. Like, if I come to a man with a problem, like, he's going to automatically try to give me a solution, because that's just how you guys are wired. But sometimes in the moment, I don't want a solution. I just want you to listen. I want you to listen, no judgment, no solution. And I want you to listen, then give me a hug afterwards. And just let me go through my emotions. So, yeah, I feel like that's why sometimes when I'm going through things, I don't tell certain people, because I know they're going to try to counsel me. And it's like, I don't want a resolution right now. I just want to be heard. Like, I just want my feelings to be heard, and I just desire to be understood.
The validation.
Yeah. I just want my feelings to be validated. So y'all just being able to provide that space where I just could come to you freely, just being able to express myself, no judgment, no counseling, and you just hear me. Yes, eventually down the line, we'll get to that resolution part. But for right now, I just need you to understand me and just be present. So,
without giving feedback, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that
Exactly.
that's normal.
Y'all not wired that way.
I don't want to hear a problem and not fix it.
Yeah, that's what women do. We could hear
Right.
and talk all day on the phone, providing no solutions. We just chat and talk about our feelings. But with a man, that's like with homeboys, they be like, girl, you tripping. You need to do this, that, and that, da, 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 da. And that's why you can't even come to your homeboy multiple times about the same situation, because it's going to be like, didn't I already tell you need to do this? Why are you still coming to me about it? But it's not that. It's just, I just want to be heard. I just want you to listen to me. So, yeah.
So you heard that first, guys.
Y'all heard that first.
Sit back.
Sit back, grab some popcorn. It's going to be a
Just
long
listen.
talk.
But what you can do, if y'all on the phone, put what you want to say in your notes, so you're not interrupting her. Because I had a problem with interrupting. So I had to learn to just put it in my notes and ask her later on. Don't ask her right now. Ask her later on. Or maybe you can ask a question, but just don't give a solution. Like, just ask a question so you can really understand. That'll help you understand her better, so you can see, better fix your solution notes later on.
Yeah, y'all still gonna provide a solution regardless.
I'm not gonna lie, yes.
But it's all about timing. It's the timing.
Because as you guys know, if your timing off, it's not good. It can either be great on accident, or it could be horribly bad. If y'all play 2K, you get a green, great timing. You get a slightly late, it might go in, you might miss. But you get a very late or a very early, but that ball ain't going nowhere near making them. So, how do you feel about being vulnerable? Like, once you're vulnerable with somebody, how does it make you feel? Like, does it make you shy away from them or go towards them more?
So, I mean, it just all depends on, like, what they did in that moment once I was vulnerable, like what they did after. Like, did they end up using it against me? Did they use that to like actually find a resolution or promote like my healing? So it all depends like on what they did afterwards. Like I have no problem being vulnerable. Like I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like I'm so like expressive to the point like you're gonna know when I'm mad, you're gonna know when I'm sad, you're gonna know when I'm happy. Like I don't have that. I'm not able to have like a poker face. I don't know how to hide my emotions. You're gonna tell. So now it just all depends on what you do afterwards. So like, and because I'm not able to hide my emotions, then like I'm just gonna create that distance between us because I know I can't hide it. So if we're in like close proximity, then no. So I'm just gonna create distance. If I know you're gonna mishandle me when I'm in like a weak spot. So yeah.
Okay. So what can they do to help you in that spot? Like what makes it good?
Like just like remind me that I'm human. Don't be like, oh my gosh, like you did that. No, like just listen. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, and also just make that connection too. Like I would love for it to be, because sometimes we act all high and mighty when somebody comes to us, and it's almost like an ego boost, and we're like, oh look what they did. I would never do something like that. Like oh she did this, he did this, that. Like, but no, but just remind them that like yo you're human too, and like just being like open to and just be like yo like I also struggle with this and this is how I was like able to overcome it. So like also make that connection to see like so they can see like yo like I'm not the only person struggling with this, because that's the thing about vulnerability, we're more alike than unalike. So like a lot of things that I'm struggling with you're also struggling with too, but we're just so afraid to open up about it that healing never comes because we never open up. So yeah.
So we listen and we
We
don't judge,
exactly.
cause,
We
whew,
be judging
whew.
bad. We be judging bad. I ain't gonna lie.
So why do you think people feel unheard or unseen?
Um, why they feel unheard or unseen? I mean, sometimes, well, for me, when I feel unheard or unseen, it's because sometimes I just don't put myself out there. Like, sometimes I talk myself out of a situation because I already walk into the situation telling myself that nobody cares. So I operate with that mindset, and whatever you believe is like what you're gonna see. So like with me telling my having that self talk like nobody cares, I'm not important, then you're gonna see that. That's gonna shape your perspective. So I'm gonna believe that. Whereas if I walk in and I'm like, yo, somebody cares about me, I know I'm loved, then I'm able to like step out and be vulnerable and talk about what I'm going through and things like that. So it's all about like your self talk and what
Okay.
you believe, because that's gonna be your reality when it comes to situations.
Going back to the mental aspect. Yesterday I was in the gym. I did legs.
Thank God.
We had back day. I mean, we had heavy back squats. I told myself, man, you know, you had a spinal injury. You know, you was never really a squat guy, but I could squat heavy somehow. When I got under the weight, I was like, man, you're not going heavy today. You're not going hard. You're not going super low. You know, your injury still lingering. Your back hurting. Da, 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 da. So when I got under the bar, you know what happened? I racked the weight and took it off.
Yeah.
I went maybe like 100 pounds lighter just because I taught myself out of it. And then once I got to doing my sets, and the pre-workout started kicking in, I started itching. I'm like, man, I put it on again. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, it's heavy, of course. Because I haven't squatted in a while, squatted that heavy in a while, but I can do this. Like, and my homeboy KT was there. He motivated me, like, come on, Pop. Like, come on, bro, you got this. So I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm like, okay, I actually got this.
Yeah.
Like, I did a whole 10 reps. Even though I didn't want to.
But you did.
I did it.
Yeah.
You know, like, just having somebody there listening, pushing you. But I know, like, when I feel unheard or unseen, it's because I've told you something and you was not paying attention to what I said, and I
Yeah.
gotta say it again, especially when I'm being vulnerable about it.
Exactly.
Imagine me being vulnerable and you tell somebody something, and when the issue arises again, they forget why, or they bring it up and forgot that it's a soft spot. Like, You
Or they
trying to,
bring it up to other people. Like I had that, like it was a homegirl. We had this one-on-one conversation. I'm talking to you about it. I'm crying on the phone. And then we went out with some friends and her sister, and she just brought it up. And I'm like, bro, are you smooth? Like, you good? Like, and after that day, I was like, yeah, I can't tell you nothing for real.
and it kind of hurts when you tell people stuff and they bring it up, either to hurt you or just to others, when they know it hurts you in general.
Yeah,
Like, which makes it harder to be vulnerable in the future.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got one time.
You
After
know,
that, that's it. And don't be confused when I don't come to you. Like, I'll figure it out. Don't even worry about it.
like I feel like losing a close friend that you're emotionally and mentally comfortable with hurts a lot more than just any anybody that's close to you. Like, yeah, they're close to you, but they're not on that level. Like, somebody that connects with you or who you've expressed your concerns and issues with, like, they know your secrets.
Literally. And they could use that mess against you, too.
So it's like, dang, man.
Like, you, too. Like, I held you up here and you acting like everybody else. So,
When it comes to being unheard, unheard is not always a voice thing. It could be your actions. Like, I did something for you, you didn't say thank you.
yeah.
Like, I was raised with manners. So, like, even the slightest things, I'll say my bad or excuse me or anything or say thank you. Like, you do something small for somebody or something big and they don't say anything. They just act like it's nothing.
Like, yeah, like, it's even biblical. Like, we're supposed to have manners, learn how to say thank you. Like, the story with the 10 lepers, and, you know, they were all healed, and only one came back to say thank you. And, like, Jesus was like, where are the 9? Where are the other 9? What happened to them? Only one? Like, I healed you from this disease where you were considered, like, you were cast out of
Yeah.
society. And I literally healed you, and only one of y'all come to tell me thanks? And because of that one person that was said thank you, not only he healed physically, but he was healed spiritually, because God said you are whole, like you're complete now because you came and say thank you. So there's power in appreciation. Like, there's power in saying thank you. It goes back to biblical times, but for somehow, like, we done forgot. Like, a simple opening the door, you can't even, like, what? Because I feel like sometimes we're just so, what's the word, entitled to people's kindness, that we just don't tell them thank you.
And that hurt.
It sure
It
do.
hurt, it hurt the kind of people like me.
Right.
Because, like, in my head, when they don't be saying thank you or they don't be saying that, I'll be able to talk to you sometimes. Or I might say like a cuss word. Like, man, you use something. And,
Right.
but then I remind myself, it's the kindness from my heart. I did this because I wanted to. I
Right.
didn't have to do it. So I have to remind myself, okay, like, relax. It's okay.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like, if it was genuine and I'm doing something out of the kindness of my heart, regardless of if you tell, like, yes, it'll still affect me if you do or don't say thank you. But since it's coming from my heart, it's like, okay, I could recover from that. Now, if somebody has bad intentions and they doing something, you don't say thank you, that's when they, like, blow it out of proportion. They get angry. They doing this and that, and all I ever done for you, I did this and that for you, and this is how you repay me. Now it's like, okay, you wasn't really doing it out of your heart. You were looking for repayment. So it just all depends on, like, what your intentions are, too. But yeah,
do you think that most young adults right now are in survival mode?
almost there, most there. Like, I could speak on finances. I feel like it's not much, like, knowledge on financial literacy, especially in our households, especially in the Black community. Um, and what doesn't help is that rent prices are through the roof. So it's like the lifestyle that our parents were able to live off of and the income that our parents were able to live off of, we can no longer do that. So yeah, a lot of us are in survival mode. A lot of us done moved back in with our parents, like, cause it's crazy out here. And then, like, social media doesn't help too. So, and some of us are in survival mode, and when we don't even need to be in, like, we're so, like, in this constant state of, oh, I need to get to the next thing. Oh, I need to accomplish this. I need to accomplish that. That we learn to, like, not be content with where we at. So Yeah, I think it's a mentality thing because America's such a rich country. Like, there's no reason why anybody should be in survival mode. Like, look at those other countries, like across the world. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
There's so much of an abundance in this country, but yet we're in survival. It's like, look at what you have. Like, be thankful for what you have. Like, have appreciation and contentment. You don't always need the next thing.
That's good.
So,
I feel like most of us are in survival mode because like you said, we want so much, and we go get so much. We
what?
want and get. It's not just a want.
Literally.
So now you kind of are survival mode because you didn't wait. You got paid, let's say, $500. You spent $250 on a pair of shoes, and you spent $100 on some damn crabs.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You gotta pay for gas for 2 weeks. You gotta have money in your pocket to eat for 2 weeks still.
Yeah.
You gotta do all, like, it's so much that goes into breaking down your checks and putting money aside for savings for now, saving for the future, saving for a trip. Like, I've had to learn since I've like come to a lot more money to relax, to
Yeah.
do one thing at a time. Maybe buy one thing in this check, one thing next check, but don't. I used to spend my whole check in 2 days,
We listen,
and
we
then
don't
be
judge.
paycheck to no, not paycheck to paycheck. Then be dollar to dollar
I'm
every
so
day.
dead. Yeah.
I used to be on that value menu every 2 days, just trying to survive because I was splurge. And like even mentally, like I've been survival mode because uh, I'm not a social media guy when it comes to watching people on social media, seeing what they got, what they doing, how they living. That was never me. I never cared about that. But just seeing like how people went through some things, but didn't, but how they are now, if that makes sense. Like you went through this, but you're like this now. It would eat away at me because like I'm going through something similar, and now I'm hurting, but they didn't show they was hurting, so I can't show now. I can't show I'm hurting. So now I'm kind of making my situation either worse or what is it called? I'm not validating my own feelings. So now I feel worse because I feel bad, but I'm not supposed to feel bad. Well, I think I'm not supposed to feel bad because they didn't feel bad. They didn't
Right.
show it. So I gotta, now my mental messed up. Now I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole that I put myself into over nothing.
Yeah. Like social media isn't natural. Like we're not supposed to be able to like be knowledgeable of like so many people's lives. Like only God should be omniscient. Oh, is it omniscient? Am I saying the word right? Like
Omnious.
yeah, like only God should know what's going on with thousands, millions of people's lives, and us being able to have access to so many people's different lives, it messes with our mental because, like, that's not a part of our design. So like with us just seeing like this person, like oh, and then we automatically make that comparison, not even knowing. But I feel like we always make comparisons, like unknowingly on social media, or we're unknowingly always seeking validation like oh how many people hearted my story this time versus last week. Dang, do I look weird? Should I delete this? Is you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not natural, so it's gonna mess you up every time.
When it comes to, you know, I'm gonna change it to now we're talking about behavior. Why people act certain ways. Some people can act in survival mode just because they don't know how not to be. They see their parents
Yeah.
struggling, arguing, fighting, bickering, and they don't know what's not survival mode. They don't know how to relax. They don't know how to chill. They don't know how to take a step back. All they
Yeah.
know is go, 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 or argue, argue, or yell, yell, yell,
Yeah.
based off their environment. Some people literally don't know how not to be in survival mode. They weren't taught that. You never really taught how to act right.
Yeah, we're not taught it.
You just learn it.
Yeah, it's like through observation. Nobody's gonna sit you down
Yeah,
and teach you.
and that sucks because I don't want to go through this, so I can learn it. But it's good because now when it's your turn to lead families, now you can teach them while they're young. Because I didn't come from a lot of money. I didn't always have $1,000 in my pocket. So now when I got it, I don't know what to do with it.
Hmm.
It's like I'm sitting on money, bro. What can I do?
Yeah,
What
like
can I
if
buy?
you got hot pockets, it's like, bro, I need to spend this. I'm not used to always having this.
Like I remember when I come across lump sum of money, I just send it to my brother. I was like, bro, hold it for me, please.
Something to splurge.
I'm
No,
like,
for real.
I'm like, bro, hold this rack for me, bro, please. I know I'm gonna spend it. I got 300 in my pocket that I'm gonna keep. That I gotta make last.
Right.
When I ask you for money, ask me why. Don't
Literally.
send me this money, man.
Yeah.
So now that I'm a man, I can't send nobody my money. I don't know where to put it sometimes. Sometimes I take it out of my checking account, put it in my other account, which I don't look at,
Mhm.
or I put it in cash or something like that, just so I
Yeah.
don't see it.
Right.
Sometimes I check my account. I can get a crab board today.
No, for real.
Like, can't,
Especially when it's like on a card. Like you don't feel like you're losing any money. We're just swiping away. You're just sweep, 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 sweep. It's like, oh, I don't feel the money leave my bank account. But when it's cash and I actually have to hand you the money, it's like, ugh, like,
and how
ugh.
much it is,
No, it's like, 20, 40, 60. Like, that hurt. But swiping, I could swipe all day.
man, the Apple Watch feeling different.
A little tap. I could tap all day.
Apple Pay,
Literally.
Cash App, and there's so many
Literally.
ways to spend money now.
I know, bro.
It's so many ways to spend money,
Literally.
bro.
Crazy.
But not a lot of ways to save money.
Exactly.
Like, speaking of that, I want to talk how to save either.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, financial literacy literally was not a thing. Even in college, they don't teach you how to save.
At all.
Like, I went to college for 4 years. I don't know nothing about saving. I learned about how to budget my money, not how to save, not where to put money so it double and triple. Maybe it wasn't my major, but still, that should have been a base thing because
And they wanted to keep it. They want it to be like that. Like with me working in finance, like seeing how much other demographics, what they do with their money, like how they have trust, like how they have wills, how they invest in the stock market. Like us as a people, all we think about is the bank. But with the bank, you make less than 1% interest. But the stock market for the past 20 years been averaging at 10% interest each year. That's how you build wealth. But they don't have those conversations, and they want it to remain like that, so we could stay here and they'll be here. So, yeah.
so for all y'all placing y'all bets on prize picks, those are not real investments.
That's not it's betting.
It's a gamble.
It's gambling.
It's a gamble.
Like,
Yeah, you might hit and go up,
yeah, but it's not gonna be consistent
but you're
though.
gonna pay that app back
Almost
and
there.
spend just to gamble again with the same money you won. When you win that money,
Yeah.
man, put that money up. Go do something with it.
My mom said gambling is like the poor man's tax. Yeah. Can't build wealth off of doing that.
So she stated she's in finance. She graduated last May, right?
Last man. Dang.
Yeah, coming up on that year mark pretty soon.
Exactly. That sounds crazy, bro.
I graduated last May as well.
Wow. Look at us.
Two graduates,
Look at us.
two black graduates
Black, educated. You feel me?
who both went to PWIs.
Oh, yeah. We survived PWIs. Oh,
Oh
my gosh.
my.
That was an experience.
Yeah, never again.
Never again.
So with us having a little more experience than the average guy, the average person, what's your advice to give them on how to truly live and enjoy life after graduating?
That's a good question. I would say, because as you said, not many people have that experience. It's so many people that aspire to go to college, but due to finances or believing that they're not college material, they don't pursue that. You get what I'm saying? So that already puts us apart, having that level of education and those connections that we made. So I would say to just not be selfish with the knowledge that you gained through college. Like, use that and give back. So with us having this platform, I feel like this is a way to give back. Like things like that. Just don't be selfish with the knowledge that you gain. Give back to your community. And yeah, I feel like that's when you really feel fulfillment, when you think less of yourself. Like don't be selfish with that experience that you had.
Right.
So, and then also like kind of pave a way so like others could follow. Because my mom went to college, but she was the only one out of her sisters or her family to go to college. She was the first gen, and then now I'm the second gen. And so she paved that way for me because I could now see that it's possible. So just by us taking that step and doing that, there's people behind us that are looking, they're like, wow, Lex and Pop did it. I could do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just pave that way for others to do the same, I would say. What you think?
Same my way. My mom was the first and the only one to go to college and get a degree.
Mhm.
So it skipped my brother because he provided for me when I was young, so I could have a way.
Mhm.
So it went to me. So it's like I seen how happy my mom was. She had her degrees and everything, and I wanted to not be better than her, but like I wanted to be successful. I
Mhm.
wanted, of course, a degree doesn't make you successful.
It don't,
It does not
but
make you
it
successful,
does not.
but it helps, not put you on the pedestal, but it gets you in some conversations and meeting certain people just on you having a degree.
Yup.
I feel like my degree is just the tip of the iceberg. It's so much more after the degree. Like me going to college, yes, it was to learn and to get a degree and in my field and everything, but it opened my eyes. Like
Mhm.
me actually graduating and going to college opened my eyes to so many more opportunities.
Yup.
And that's what really sets you apart from the pack. People who didn't go to college or don't like do school education, they only know what they see. They only know what they're taught.
Mhm.
With us going to school, we've been around more.
Yeah.
Like I've met millionaires, people who I've been on teams with money, people who I've seen so much.
Mhm.
But what you can do is to enjoy life more. Back to the original question, enjoy life more. Find some hobbies,
Oh yeah.
positive hobbies.
Yes.
Find a, find friends as well. I know it's hard for people to find actual good friends and loyal people, but try to reconnect from people from high school who you're actually close with. Like I did it, so I graduated and we locked back in like it was nothing. Like they didn't hold a grudge, no nothing. So just find your friend group. Cause no one wants to be alone every day, all day. It's miserable.
Very
You would hate
much.
being an adult. Like
Yeah.
work is already.
Work
Hopefully you
is
got a job.
enough.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
got a job. But work is hard. Like things
Mhm.
happen. You want to talk to somebody.
Mhm.
Everybody don't have family, so they can't talk to their family either. Like I was talking to my great great aunt today, and she was like how people are so busy that they don't come see her, and I was like, that's true. Like people be so caught up in their own life that they don't necessarily look at others or think about others. Like,
Yep.
which is understandable. Like life is a lot, but you can't be so caught up on the now and the past that you don't think about the future and what can happen. Like no matter what I feel, I will always remember to see, like, check on folk,
Mhm.
cause you never know. I mean, I'm that type of friend in the group, like, to check on people and see how everybody doing, like, cause you never know, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody don't have that person that they can have check up on them and be genuine about it.
I agree. I agree. I forgot about that whole friend part and the whole just having like quality friends and finding you some hobbies because you could get so lost in just being an employee or just starting your own business that you forget to actually enjoy yourself.
Have a life.
Yeah, like actually have a life, a well-rounded life.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I agree.
Who are you outside of work?
Exactly.
That's what I had to learn.
Because if you don't, then once you lose that job, you're not going to know. You're going to be miserable as heck.
Once you done playing your sport
Right?
and you can't jump no more or run or do all
Body
that
don't
like you
work
used
like it
to,
used to.
now you're like, you kind of gotta rely on yourself, your brain, and your skills.
Okay.
And if your skills are just basketball or just football or just sports or something like that, oh, you done.
You're done.
You can be working at McDonald's.
Literally.
Ain't nothing wrong with working at McDonald's.
We not, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can't be there for life and have no plan.
Mm-hmm.
Some people could work there and move their way up and make buku money. It's not where you are, it's what you plan to do with it.
Right.
You can't work the same 9 to 5 and have no end goal. No, no, nothing. You want to be there, but you don't know why. Oh, it's for the money. What you want to do with the money?
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're going to have that thing working here for 40 years, having the same position.
I have nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show.
Like, and we were young, so you might not always have things to show for it. Like, yeah, some people might have cars to show for it, but you don't have a car, or you don't have a great car. That's okay still. You have a car. You got a job. You got clothes on your body. You can eat. Like, don't let what you don't have affect what you want to do yourself. Because I had to realize that. I was like, man, everybody got all this and that. I never really cared, but it's like, it'd be good to have it, just because. Even though I didn't need it or want it, it'd just be good to have it because somebody else got it.
Yeah.
Be yourself, bro.
Please.
Like, learn who you are.
Yes.
Like, because after you graduate, you're going to have a lot of alone time.
What?
I mean, well, I know for me, at least for me, I did, because I drive an hour to work, hour from work.
Yeah,
So
that's absolutely crazy.
I'm by myself a lot. It's for at least 2 hours a day, at least.
Yeah. You spend so much time with yourself. At least like yourself, please.
At least know what to do with yourself.
Right.
Have a clear mind, at least.
Please.
Like, people think that we be playing, because I can say we now, because I'm not in college. Adulting is hard. Life is hard. You think life is hard in college? Oh my God, I'm broke and all this and that. First of all, you probably got no bills. But you broke, but you got no bills. So that's a good thing.
Right.
But when you're an adult and broke and out of college, ain't no refund check.
No, at
Them
all.
taxes come once a year.
Exactly.
And if you don't pay enough taxes, you don't get no
You're not
taxes.
getting nothing.
You owe them.
Right. And
That-
nobody
that-
coming to save you either.
That's another thing. You got to learn taxes. I'm going to put y'all on game. On your W-4 form for your job, put at least 120 up to $200. That's money that take out your check that goes towards taxes. So when the tax return comes, you get back a big amount. I'm not gonna say how much, but you get back a big amount because you've been paying taxes that
Yeah.
you didn't see.
Yeah.
Word to the wise. If you got 2 jobs, use that second bullcrap job as the one to take out your W-4 form.
Listen.
Hey, y'all be like, oh my God, where that came from? Taxes.
Right, literally.
All that money I paid all year, oh yeah, I need that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wise.
If you need a tax person, hit me up. I got somebody.
Oh, he got somebody about to say he gonna do him.
Oh, no,
I
no,
don't
no.
know.
I got somebody, man. Somebody who my family been going to for years.
Oh, okay.
I got somebody who's dependable, reliable, and has multiple locations. So he's a legit person with legit business and certification.
I hope he paying you for advertisement.
Hey,
But
man.
yeah.
We got 2 more questions. What is define self-compassion?
Self-compassion. I think it's just being able to forgive yourself. Cause, yeah, sometimes it's so easy for us to forgive somebody else, but we don't forgive ourselves. So I think, yeah, just allowing yourself, giving yourself space to like make a mistake. And cause for me, like I was a perfectionist. Like I want everything to be perfect. I expect myself to be perfect. So like when I make a mistake, I let that mistake define me. So just giving myself like that space to like make a mistake, understand I'm not that. I'm literally only human.
Grace.
Yeah, give myself grace. That's the word. I feel like, yeah, give myself grace.
My definition of self-compassion, I feel like it's love for yourself. Like, cause I'm a very compassionate person. Like, I operate out of love because why not? What else is gonna come from me that I can give to somebody?
Right.
How I act, how I show, the energy I give off, my facial expressions. But it also starts from within yourself. So just being happy on the inside, letting my mistakes, like you said, not define me. Being able to make a mistake and be happy about the mistake.
Right.
Cause like, I'd have made a mistake and be like, dang, bro. And I laugh it off like, all right, man, you gotta pay attention, man. You gotta really focus because that mistake could have been different. In a different area, it could have been worse. Just having that grace for myself to make a mistake because, as you guys know, everybody doesn't have compassion for you. They don't
Tell
give
me
you that
about it.
grace. So this happen with yourself. You can make a mistake. You forgot something. You overslept. You did this and that, or did somebody wrong. Have that self compassion to fix yourself internally, so you stop putting out bad things. You stop doing bad. Cause if you sad or happy or broken on the inside, how think you gonna act towards somebody else?
Right.
You can only fake the funk so long.
Literally. Yeah.
Right. That's how depression starts. Not having self compassion, not having no love for yourself. You can't expect somebody else to love you. You don't love yourself.
Exactly.
Who are you? All right. Now we're gonna move to self sabotage. What's your definition of self sabotage?
Self sabotage. Um, a form of self sabotage is that you have like this, because I went through this period of self sabotage in the way that I choose men because I didn't see myself as worthy. So therefore, I chose men and I allowed them to mistreat me because I'm like, maybe I'm just deserving of this. Like maybe this is what I deserve. Like maybe this is like, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't have that sense of like self worth and you know what you deserve and you know who you are, then a form of self sabotage is just accepting the bare minimum or just allowing people to mistreat you and then make an excuse for them instead of, yeah, so.
Self sabotage. First of all, sabotage is messing something up because you don't believe or you don't think. Kind of what sabotage is. You know, something's like we spoke about earlier. Something is good for you, but because of how your things happened in the past or your relationship with what happened, now you wanna mess it up.
Right.
You're not believing that things can change, things can be different just because you've been through something similar, but had different outcome. So self sabotage is when you don't have no, you don't have any, what's the word? You don't have any belief in yourself that things can change for you. You don't think that somebody changed for you. You think every situation will be the same. Everybody is the same. You won't get over that hump of letting it go, of understanding, of just letting things happen as they are and being okay with it. So now you want to change everything. You want everything to be how you want it done. And when it's not done exactly how you want it done, now it's over. It's the end. When you didn't probably set the foundation, you didn't line things up right, you didn't express. So now you letting everything turn to crap because it wasn't how you wanted it. One little thing wasn't how you wanted it. So now you just, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this just because one thing was wrong. Or like, your future is so bright, but because so much happened in your past, you don't think that you're worthy of a great future. You don't think good will happen, will come to you.
Right.
So now you self-doubting, so that's self-sabotage. The moment you put doubt in a plan, that's sabotage. The moment you think, oh, this happened before, so it's gonna happen again, or I know they're lying, sabotage. You really gotta not let go of forget your past, because the past is a mistake that should not be written again. So learn from it, don't forget it. Forget it, but forget it and learn from it. Learn and forget it. How I'm trying to say, how I'm trying to put it?
Learn and forgive and
Under
forget. Learn and forget. What are you trying to
no,
say?
don't for. You know the term forgive and forget. Don't forget. Learn and remember. Remember it, but don't forget it. Like, yeah, this happened before, so I know what can happen. I know the steps that led to the downfall. So when the steps start going down that path,
Right.
either say something or do something about it so it goes back up. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I can't put it in words right now for some reason.
But yeah, just always having like that expectation, like this is gonna turn out good. Like I expect that to be good, cause like I feel like one of my professors or somebody told me like if you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself I'm gonna have a bad day today, then the first thing that happens that's bad, you're gonna be like, see, I told you I was gonna have a bad day. But if you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna have a good day today, the first thing that happens and it's good, you're like, I told you I'm gonna have a good day. So just have that expectancy, like expect good. Like expect that all is well, everything will turn out right. And that fall comes into like friendships with relationships. Like when you end up getting back into a relationship or whatever, love like you've never been hurt before.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Let that trauma go.
let it go, bro. It's not gonna help. I promise
Oh,
you. We use it as protection, but you're gonna end up hurting yourself down the line. So
let that trauma go, man. Because you could
please,
traumatize somebody else by
literally,
keeping your trauma.
literally,
And that crap ain't cool. It's not
at
cool to
all.
do. It's not cool to have. Because who wants to be traumatized still?
Exactly.
Like, do some self healing, man. Um, how do you feel like people understand emotional attachments, whether it's to people, situations, or past events?
How do we understand it? Um. Oh gosh. Like just being, cause I didn't know my emotional attachment until like I actually like lost people who I cared about, and I'm like, oh okay. Cause some people are like avoidant, and some people are more like confrontational. I don't know what the actual word is, but I'm not avoidant at all. Like I'm more so of like I feel like there's distance between us. I want to like talk about it. I want to address it. Whatever.
In that moment,
Yeah, I'm not avoidant at all.
that's a good thing sometimes.
But I have to understand that people have different attachment styles. So when I experience somebody who is avoidant, I'm like, oh, they just don't care. Like I was never important to them. I just don't care. But whole time it's just their attachment style. That's just how they deal with like separation from somebody. So just being aware of what mine is and also aware of what other people's are, so I don't take it personally.
And that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I want to talk about it now, but you got to think about it and process
That
it.
yeah.
But I want to know.
Literally, like, can we talk about it now? Can we get on the phone, please? So
Or like when they say certain things, but they don't mean it as they say it. I'm not saying they saying horrible things. I'm just saying like they worded it wrong. That's all. Don't confuse wording it different. I mean wording it wrong with being hurtful in the moment. That's different. That's don't be manipulated by that. Oh, I didn't mean it. No, you meant it exactly how you said it with the words you use. But if they, how you just word things wrong though. Like they
yeah.
didn't use bad words, but the words they said can be twisted.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Um, I was like you. Like things happen, I was talking now. I want to do that now. Like
Literally.
while we waiting for it, we just letting it build up. In my head, I'm thinking like we letting the anger and rage and space build up. Now you starting to hate me. Why you hate me?
Yeah.
But really, they just want to take a step back before they explode, or just so they can get their thoughts together in the first place, so they can understand what happened. It's okay. Breathe. It's okay. And when it comes to like some situations or problems, every situation is different. So some people approach it differently than how you would like it to be approached. Because let's just say we texting, you say the wrong thing, I get mad, but you stop responding. How you mad at me? Because I got mad. But you didn't mean something a certain way, so now it's like a disconnect just because of a little mess up. Of communication. That's why I'm big on communication. Like communication is almost my number one thing.
Yeah. Like that ghosting stuff, I hate it because somebody was guilty. Because it's just like people be like, oh, they weren't providing enough consistency or they look like they weren't putting enough energy in the situation, so I just ghosted them. But it's just like have that communicate with them and tell them how you feel. Hey, it makes me feel insecure in our relationship when I don't hear from you, or when this and that doesn't happen, I feel this way. So you could understand their intentions, because we might just be receiving it incorrectly. But when you just ghost, you're not giving y'all like the opportunity to meet eye to eye. So yeah, I don't do that ghosting. I'm gonna send that paragraph. You gonna see a missed call from me for sure.
I feel like everything be leading up to me ghosting. I don't ghost anymore. I don't ghost anymore. I left that in 2023 and 2024. But when I did ghost, it was more so like I gave you warnings before it happened. You just didn't listen. So now it's like, okay, bye. I set my rules, I set my boundaries and standards. The second you break it, oh, I'm gone. I'm not gonna tell you what you did either, cause you self-reflect. I didn't do this out of the blue for no apparent reason. Self-reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, some people do it for different reasons, but look inward first to see like, did he see this wrong? Does he know what I did?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know. But now you can't be mad because, okay, oh, I did this, but I didn't mean it. Oh, that's too bad. I got standards and boundaries. You're not finna, no, I'm standing on business.
Straight business. Big business.
And if you know me, I stand on business. Boy, man, be gone.
Oh gosh.
What's up about one? But it's cool. Yeah. It's cool though. It's cool though. One day, I'm getting married.
Oh, that's right.
But we're gonna end this here, man. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the episode. Thank you for coming to the
Of
episode.
course. Thank
It
you for
means a
having me.
lot. I'm be on her episode. I don't know when, but
Yeah.
you know,
Soon.
we got something cooking, man.
Most def.
All right. Well, man, that is a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to Keepit.P podcast. Thanks for coming on, Miss
Of
Alexis.
course.
As you know, she has her own platform. I'm gonna put it right here. I put it up earlier. I'm gonna put it back. So I'll be on episode pretty soon. Thank you for listening. As you guys know, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and it's two more sites. But at Keepit_P. And we're on Instagram at Keepit.P2. So I post my reels. That's where you get the sneak peeks and everything. Just make sure that you tuning in, turn on your post notifications, and make sure you subscribe. We gone.